I am Ajita R. Menon, PGT Chemistry of Atomic Energy Central School, Indore. In this video, I will show you how to detect the presence of cation and anion in a given salt. Ionic salts dissociate into ions and they have one cation and one anion. They will give their respective tests with certain chemical reagents, and I will show you how we can detect a particular cation and an anion in a salt given. As we can see here, a sample of a salt is kept in a watch glass. Let's do a preliminary test first. The preliminary test means to get an idea of the salt just by looking at it. Okay, so you can see here a salt is crystalline in nature. The color is white, so that means it's not a transition element salt. And next, let's see the smell. Okay, there is no characteristic smell. Okay, now let's see whether it has got any characteristic smell. As I can feel that there is no characteristic smell for this particular salt. So that rules out the presence of ammonium or acetate ions. The fourth preliminary test is the solubility. So you can take a test tube, add some salt, and let's see whether it dissolves in water. Add water to it and shake it. As you can see, it is soluble in water. So we have seen the appearance, it is crystalline. Second, we have seen the smell, that it has no characteristic smell, color is white, and it is soluble in water. Usually crystalline salts are soluble in water. Now we come to the next preliminary test, that is a dry heating test. For a dry heating test, we have to take a dry test tube. To this dry test tube, add small amount of salt. Take a test tube holder and let's heat it. Now let's heat the contents in a dry test tube and let's see what happens. As you can see, there is a colorless gas coming out. Okay, let's see what is this colorless gas. Let's take a glass rod dipped in NH4OH and put it at the mouth of the test tube. You will see white fumes coming out. As you can see, the white fumes coming out with a glass rod dipped in NH4OH, that is sodium ammonium hydroxide. This shows the presence that there might be chloride ions. So that was a dry heating test. Now we have got a lead, it could be chloride ions. Now let's take the next test, that is called the flame test. Now for the flame test, let's take some salt in a watch glass and let's make a paste of it in concentrated hydrochloric acid. Let's dip glass rod in this salt paste and let's introduce it into the flame. As you can see, streaks of brick red color, the blue color of the flame changes to brick red color, indicating the presence of calcium ions. Now let's test anions. Okay, now anions are grouped into three groups and we'll test them systematically. Okay, salt analysis has to be done systematically. So we'll start with the first group. The first group is called dilute acid group. That means the reagent used is a dilute acid. So let's take the salt Try to take less amount of salt, as otherwise you will have to use more amount of reagent. Let's shake it. So this becomes your original solution. Now to this we will add dilute HCl, as our reagent for dilute acid group is dilute HCl. As you can see, there is no change, there is no gas evolved. That proves that the radicals present in the first group is absent. The radicals present in the first group are carbonate, sulfide, sulfide, and these three radicals are absent. So let's then go to the second group. For the second group, let's again take small amount of salt. And let's make a solution, small amount of solution. Now the second group is concentrated acid group. So in this the reagent should be concentrated acid. So we'll be using here concentrated sulfuric acid. Be careful when you work with sulfuric acid. You can see a gas coming out. Now let's see which gas this is, and heat it gently. And let's use a test tube holder. Let's heat it gently, not much. We just want the gas to come out. You can see a gas coming out, a colorless gas. And now I'll put a glass rod dipped in NH4OH. Now this proves that the colorless gas was HCl, and it has reacted with NH4OH to give NH4Cl with sublimes to give the dense white fumes. Now we have found the presence of chloride ions in the second group, but still we have to confirm it. So for that, we'll take a salt solution. Again, let's make an original solution. Small amount of water. Dissolve it. And now we'll add AgNO3, the silver nitrate, to this solution. You can see a white precipitate formed here. This white precipitate is silver chloride. Now to confirm silver chloride, let's add NH4OH. And you will see that the precipitate dissolves in it. This is due to the formation of diamine silver chloride. This confirms the presence of chloride anion in this salt. Let's test the cation present in this salt. Okay, we already detected the anion, chloride ion. Now we will detect the cation. Now for cation also this test has to be done systematically, and there is again some series of groups in which different cations have to be detected. So we will start with the zero group. For the zero group, I have made a salt solution, an original solution, by dissolving the salt in water. Let's take test tube and let's add 1 ml of the original solution. To this solution, I will add the zero group reagent, that is NaOH, sodium hydroxide. Okay, on adding sodium hydroxide, we are supposed to get a smell of ammonia. As I can see that there is no smell of ammonia. Zero group is for ammonium ions and there is no smell of ammonia, proving that zero group is absent. And let's go to the first group. For the first group, let's again take 1 ml of the original solution, and to this I'll add dilute HCl. The first group reagent is dilute HCl. Now as you can see, there is no precipitate formed. That again proves that the first group radicals are absent. Now let's go to the second group. The second group reagents are dilute HCl and H2S. As we have already added dilute HCl and we have seen that the first group is absent, we will add H2S to this. Again you can see that there is no precipitate formed. As no precipitate is formed, that proves that the second group radicals are also absent. Now let's go to the third group. Now the third group, again I take 1 ml of the solution, and to this I will add the reagents of the third group. The reagents of the third group are solid ammonium chloride, the solid ammonium chloride, and ammonium hydroxide. Third group reagents are solid ammonium chloride and ammonium hydroxide. As you can see again here, there is no precipitate formed. This proves that group 3 radicals are absent. So let's go to the fourth group. Now for the fourth group, we have to take the original solution. Again the reagents are NH4Cl, which we have added already, and ammonium hydroxide, which also we have added. Along with that, we have to add H2S. Again you can see that there is no precipitate formed. This proves that fourth group radicals are also absent. Now let's come to the fifth group. For the fifth group, let's take 1 ml of the salt solution. To this, let's add solid ammonium chloride. Shake it. Let's add ammonium hydroxide. Ammonium hydroxide should be in excess to make the medium basic. Now to this we'll add ammonium carbonate. Okay, we are going to add ammonium carbonate here. You can see that a white precipitate is formed, proving the presence of fifth group. Now in fifth group the reagents are calcium, strontium and barium. Okay, but let's first dissolve this precipitate in acetic acid to do the further tests. Let's take acetic acid, let's dissolve it in it. And you can see here bubbles coming out. Okay, effervescence coming out. That is because on adding ammonium carbonate, a precipitate of carbonate has been formed. That on reaction with any acid liberates carbon dioxide. Let's boil off the carbon dioxide completely. You can see the carbon dioxide coming out, and all the carbon dioxide should be removed. As you can see, we have boiled off the carbon dioxide and we have got a clear solution. Now we can proceed for the confirmatory test in this group. As I told before, there are 3 radicals in group 5, that is calcium, strontium and barium. This too has to be detected systematically. So I will divide this solution into 3 parts, okay, into 3 test tubes. Now, into the first test tube, I'll add potassium chromate, that is for barium. Barium has to be tested first. So we add potassium chromate. You can see here there is no yellow precipitate formed. It's a clear solution confirming that barium is absent. Okay, barium, that is Ba2 plus, is absent. In the second test tube, I'll add ammonium sulfate. This is to test the presence of strontium. Now again, as you can see, there is no precipitate formed. This proves that strontium is absent. Now on the last test tube, we'll test for calcium by adding ammonium oxalate. You can see a white precipitate formed, and this is calcium oxalate. This proves or confirms the presence of calcium ions in the salt. Now here we have detected the anion, chloride ion, and the cation, that is calcium 2 plus ions. This is the final result of the salt, and hence the salt is calcium chloride. Students, now note the experiment in your practical record as given below.